Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of the Fishing Teacher, and much appreciated you guys joining us for today's video. Guys, today I'm going to show you one of my favorite August lures for flipping and pitching around shallow cover, which is this is one specific jig and worm setup, and I'm going to show you guys how to rig it and talk a little bit about the type of areas you need to fish it in. So I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys really through the month of August and September. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the jig and anything. I'm going to talk about, the one I'm going to talk about here is my Blockhead Old School jig. And if you guys are interested in getting some of these, I'll put the Baitworks Old School jig link in the description. This is the jig I like to fish for this situation here because we're going to be talking about flipping it around docks and shallow wood cover here. And this is the setup that I like to use in the 3/8 ounce model. Now, I've got a black and blue here, but specifically with the setup I'm going to show you here, you sort of have to match the water clarity and conditions in the trailer to the jig color as well. So the bait I'm going to be talking about using it as a trailer here is this Zoom Z-Craw worm. And this is one of my favorite summer worms, guys. I think I did a video earlier in the year about it. And I'll put that Baitworks link in the description if you guys want to get some. But this basically is just a round worm body, and it's got two flap and tails on it here. And this flap and tail setup is one of the big reasons it works so good this time of year for whatever reason. And it's a pretty simple setup, guys. What I do is I pinch it off probably 3 inches of the worm left like that. So I got that trailer there and simply thread it up on here. Ideally, I'm going to be using some type of like a brown jig, green pumpkin jig, something like that. But this is just the one I had out for the sake of the video here. Although you can use the black and blue with like a black worm on there if the water's really dirty. But that's pretty much the simple setup here too. Now the good thing about this is you can use this also as a swim jig. But one of the reasons this thing works so good in the summertime is the flap and tails on here. Most of the time, guys, throughout the course of the year, I like some type of a chunk trailer like this. I don't like the flapping legs. But in the summertime, when that water's really hot, there's something about this tail, guys. It triggers a lot of fish from those shallow fish. And I'm basically pitching it and flipping around any boat docks I can find on the lake. Boat docks are the #1 structure to fish with this. But second to that is any type of lay down wood. If you guys have stumps in the lake you're fishing, lay down trees, anything like that. I know there's not many flooded bushes, but lay down trees works really good. But guys, this setup right here, I get a lot of bites on it during hot weather. Again, like I said, with the green, I'm usually using the green pumpkin or brown. And like I said, if the water visibility is, say, less than 8 inches of visibility, if it's dirty, like 4 to 10 inches of visibility, I'll use it like the black trailer on there with the black and blue jig. And usually pitching it 25-pound test Seaguar Vezix line on my flipping stick. And a lot of people, guys, do not fish jigs in the summertime of the year. They go to, any type of worm, soft plastic, which is usually better. But for me, it's like, this doesn't work that great in July or June, something like that. But when that water starts to fall and gets super hot in the month of August, this is when I start to catch them on the jig. And, obviously the dirtier water is going to be a little bit better. Ideally, I don't like to fish anything that has over about 2.5 foot of visibility. 2 foot really 1 to 2 foot of visibility is ideal. And another, key piece of advice I'll give you guys is if you're flipping this thing around the docks, concentrate on the walkway areas and the inside part of the docks. Even though in the summertime, a lot of those fish suspend out off the deeper ends of it, the bigger fish are going to be shallower, especially if you got shade or you got maybe some brush that they put out for crappie around those docks. That's killer. But probably where I've caught the most on this situation, let's say that you're fishing a boat dock and you've got the walkway. Right where that walkway meets the inside part of the dock, there's usually a lot of shade there. And if you can skip or pitch that thing into that shade around that walkway where it meets it, there's usually always a good fish laying there. So guys, give it a try. I'll put the links in the description. You guys can get some of this stuff. I think it's going to get you some good bites. So talk later. See you.